I'm Kathy Boyle, president of Chapin Hill Advisors. Women and money, a hot topic, especially if you're a financial advisor. Women are continuing to control more and more of the wealth in the world. Women tend to outlive men, therefore they can inherit money from spouses as well as parents. In the next 10 to 15 years is going to be a huge generational transfer of assets. Women will garner the lion's share of these. Women are earning more in corporations, and they are participating in running family-owned businesses. In the United States, women presently control 51% of the wealth. That's $14 trillion. And the Bank of Montreal estimates that by 2020, women will control $22 trillion. So clearly they're a force to be reckoned with. And you want to be sure that your advisory practice is incorporating strategies and techniques to build relationships with women, empower them, and make them feel that you are their trusted advisor and have their best interests at heart. So I'm going to cover strategies and techniques that are very easy to implement in your practice. Just be aware and cognizant of the differences between men and women, how women learn, and what fears and anxieties they tend to have. You won't believe this, but even the wealthiest women are fearful of becoming the bag lady, of running out of money and being penniless on the street. So a couple of key differences between men and women, which I'm going to go into in more depth, but just to give you a little taste. We've got gender communication style differences. Women are holistic. They want to know everything about how something operates and works before they make a decision. Men tend to be point to point in their communication style. So this can be frustrating when it comes to money. A male advisor wants to add in a new manager or change the allocation or buy a stock or sell something. And the woman has a million questions. She wants to know how everything fits in together and what will happen with this and why that one is bad, if we are getting rid of them, why do we have them, et cetera, et cetera. So these can be very frustrating for men, and it can show in your face, it can show in your tonality. So these are things to be cognizant of. Another thing that happens is women tend to nod their head when they're in conversations with one another. It means that we're listening. It does not mean that we actually agree, and in many cases, we may not even understand. So if you build in a safe place for women to ask questions and not feel stupid, and feel empowered about asking you to repeat something or go over it again, then you're going to lose out on this. Another thing to take into consideration is women don't talk about money with one another. They don't share stories and strategies about where the markets are, what they have in their portfolio, what allocation they have, and what advisor they're using. So therefore, they don't gain an understanding from one another. Women are also the caregivers, primary caregivers, even if they're working outside of the home. Women still manage the household. Women cycle in and out of the workforce much more often than men. In the United States, it's 9 times more often women change jobs than men. Therefore, they don't build up the same benefits and the same accumulation of everything from pension to wealth. Women also care about the world and their children and where the world is going. And so very often they are concerned about how their children are going to do and may want to gift more money or help a child to their own detriment. Women also don't want their name on a building when doing philanthropy. They want to do it quietly very often. Men like their name on the building. So there are these differences and many, many others, which I will go into. They're not that complicated. And if you're just cognizant and listening and understand the difference between women and money in their communication styles, women's fears about money, their understanding of where they are, and the concepts and strategies you're trying to empower them with, then it's a much easier job, and you will be able to have great satisfaction in educating female clients and being able to retain them and their family members over the long period of time. Thank you. I look forward to speaking.